I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Barashem Yahweh Shai. Peace and safety to the hopefully let all the Akim scattered across the four corners, pushing his word in sincerity and in truth. This is another edition of Drop the Mic, and what I'm gonna drop the mic on in this edition is this word mark, man. All right, the mark of the beast. All right, and show you that it's not referring to a RFID microchip. All right, such as Elder Tahar at GMS would say, and also Hebrew, Mr. Hebrew 1. All right, because they push that RFID microchip being the mark of the beast, which is a private interpretation. All right, it's basically doctrines of devils, because that doctrine comes from Esau. And for those who don't know, Esau is the so-called white man, what you would call Caucasian, the Caucasian race. All right, according to the Bible, and the so-called white man, the white race, is the Edomites, is the nation of Edom. Okay, and basically that's where that doctrine come from. This RFID microchip doctrine being the mark of the beast, and you have guys within the circumcision that push that particular doctrine, which we know according to Book of Proverbs chapter 3, it tells you to choose none of his ways, referring to the Edomites, referring to the so-called white man. All right, we're commanded as Israelite to choose none of his ways, and that's referring to Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 31. So this is Revelation chapter 13 verse 16, dealing with the word mark. And it says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Now, I want to deal with this word mark. Like I said, the private interpretation is that this word mark is referring to the RFID microchip being inserted in your hand or either in your head. And like I say, that's doctrines of devils. As you can see here, the Greek word for mark is charagma, and it says a stamped. And we know, referring to First Maccabees in the Apocrypha, I believe chapter 1, verse 1 through 6, it refers to coins being coins with the stamp, meaning the mark, all right, of the particular leader of that time. So there was no RFID microchip during the time of the Maccabees. Okay, so it says an imprinted mark, all right, just like your paper money, all right, or your coins. This going back, dealing with coins, because this word stamp, all right, it's synonymous with the word mark. So it says thing carved, and that will be your coin. All right, it's a thing carved sculpture, which we know it has the sculpture of the Caesars, just like going back to the book of Matthew chapter 22. All right, when Yahweh referred to the penny as having the image and a superscription, all right, which is the mark, all right, of Caesar, meaning the mark of the beast. And it says graven work of idolatrous image, and it is an idolatrous image. All right, and I'm gonna show you that. So now let's get some information on this word mark. And as you can see here, it says mark. It says currency. All right. So when the prophet John the Revelator received a vision and wrote the vision down and was referring to the mark of the beast, he wasn't referring to an RFID microchip. All right? Because you have no precepts basically to back that up. The scripture says, let every word be established out of the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses. All right? So you have no other prophet that had a vision, all right, of an RFID microchip. John the Revelator didn't have a vision of an RFID microchip being inserted in your hand or your forehead. That's basically a private interpretation. That's doctrines of devils. And that's why in John chapter 8, verse 44, I believe the Lord say, ye are of your father the devil. And he was referring to Israelites. All right. And that's what you have going on with this RFID microchip doctrine that's being taught by guys such as Mr. Hebrew One and Elder Tahar at GMS. Okay. So it says mark, currency, and that's what the word mark means. Currency. That's the mark of the beast. Like I said, going back to the book of Matthew chapter 22, when Yahushua was dealing with the tribute money, all right, and he said whose image and whose superscription, all right, meaning whose mark, okay, is on this money, man. And the people answered Caesar, meaning the beast. All right, so it says a unit of currency in various countries. Bosnia and Herzegovina, convertible mark, currency of Bosnia, man. Okay. East German mark, official currency of the German Democratic Republican from 1948 to 1990. All right. So that word mark is referring to money. All right. Which people worship. All right. Because it's an idolatrous image. And I'm going to show you that. So you have all these countries, these Edomite, all right, these Edomite countries, money being referred to as the mark, man. All right, mark in Swedish. Official currency of Finland from 1860 to 2001. German gold mark coinage, all right, of the German Empire. Okay, the German mark, the German paper mark, Polish mark, the Reten mark. It says German temporary currency 1923 to 1924. So basically, as you see here, this word mark that's referred to in the book of Revelation, all right, is not referring to a RFID microchip, man. Okay, John the Revelator wasn't referring to a microchip. That's a private interpretation. That's sorcery, man. All right. So it says the mark was a currency or unit of account in many nations, referring to currency, money. Okay, that's the mark of the beast that John the Revelator was referring to, not a RFID microchip. The mark was a currency of unit of account in many nations. It is named for the mark unit of weight. The word mark comes from a merging of 3 Teutonic Germanic words, Latinized in the 9th century. Post-classical Latin as marca, mark, or marcus. It was a measure of weight, mainly of gold and silver, commonly used throughout Western Europe and often equivalent to 8 ounces. Considerable variations, however, occurred throughout the Middle Ages. And as you can see here on your screen, 1 mark. All right, this is 1875. All right, this is what you as a stamp. All right, as you can see the superscription. All right, you can see the superscription, and it says as of 2018, the only calculating currency name mark is in Bosnia, the convertible mark. Okay, list of currencies name mark or similar to the one following historical German currencies. And as you can see on the screen, these are all the basically Edomite currencies with the name mark in it, man, such as I showed you in the beginning of the lesson. And this is what John was referring to. All right, you have the current mark, a uniform coinage in North German. All right, part of the Wins Coinage Union and forerunner of the Rich mark and the Dutch mark. The mark Banco of Hamburg. All right, it says the East German mark, and all these are referring to currencies, man. All right, is this word mark, when it's being used in Revelation chapter 13 and throughout the book of Revelation, is not referring to an RFID microchip, man. There's no precepts to support that. That's doctrine of devils, man. All right, the Mark Scots, an early modern Scottish silver coin. Money, man. And you get the point. Get the point. Now, as you can see here, you see what? The mark, man. The mark of the beast, which is their currency, man. All right. That's why when you look up the definition, it says stamp. And like I say, when you go back to the book of Maccabees and the Apocrypha, you will see the word stamp used referring to coining money, man. All right, with your mark on it. So now let's see. I'm gonna look up this word money and show you why in the definition, Revelation 13, and like I say, throughout the book of Revelation, dealing with the mark of the beast, one of the definitions is an idolatrous image. And the reason for that is right here. Let's get it. In the etymology of the word money, it says the word money is believed to originate from a temple of Juno on Capitoline, one of Rome's 7 hills. In the ancient world, Juno was often associated with money. The temple of Juno Moneta at Rome was the place where the mint of ancient Rome was located. The name Juno may derive from the goddess Una, which means the one, unique, unit, union, united, and monete, Salakia, monete, either from the Latin word monere, rewind, warn, or instruct, the Greek word moneres alone, unique. So basically showing you why it goes back to being a idolatrous image as well. Okay, so going back to the Go back here. And as you can see here, it says mark currency, man. Referring to money. Okay, not a RFID microchip. That's a private interpretation of the scriptures, man. All right. We're commanded not to add or take away. Okay. And that's basically adding to the scriptures. Choosing the ways of the oppressor. All right. So now let's go back to the scripture and read it with no private interpretation. It says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. All right. Meaning to basically to love this money, man. To your whole existence is revolved around getting money. And we all have been deceived. All right. Going back to Revelation chapter 20, Salakia, Revelation chapter 19 and verse 20. All right. When it states that we're going to be deceived in receiving this mark. And we have been deceived into worshiping money, meaning to love money, because as you know what 1 Timothy chapter 6, it says the love of money is the root of all evil. Okay. So basically we're commanded not to love money. All right. Which is the mark of the beast in this current kingdom that we're living in. Remember, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. All right. Which is the so-called white man, the Edomites, the whole nation of Edom. All right. So it's not just referring to the US dollar. All right. It's referring to all those different Edomite countries. All right. Such as the Germans. Okay. The Swedish, the Polish. All right. The Bosnians. Which the Bosnians, they still, their money is still called the mark. It's referred to as the mark. All right. So it says, and he causes all, both small and great. All right. You even have other countries who the so-called white man allow to coin money. All right. Going back to what First Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 6, allowed to coin money with their own mark, meaning their own stamp. Okay. So that would be your great. Okay. So it says rich and poor, free and bond, to receive. And remember, you're being deceived into receiving the mark. One way you're being deceived is by that false doctrine of the RFID chip being the mark of the beast. All right. Because I had brothers to personally tell me that they waiting on the mark of the beast, which is the microchip. And they know the Lord is not going to return to after the microchip is implemented. All right. Which is false doctrine. All right. And those guys that teach that false doctrine is basically, man, adding into the Lord's word. All right. And that's what you would call a damnable heresy. All right. Which is false. All right. Which will make them false prophets. So it says to receive a mark in their right hand. And we know that right hand is referring to metaphorically a place of honor and authority. And everybody outside the elect this mark, which is this devil's currency, which is money. All right. That we all have in our pocket. All right. This is everybody outside the elect honor. This is how they receive honor. All right. Through how much money you have. Or authority. All right. When you look at these celebrities, all right, guys such as Floyd Mayweather, all right, that money is his honor and his authority, and that's metaphorically what it's referring to when it speaks of your right hand. Okay. It's not referring literally to your right hand. So it says, this is the other definition. Let's see here. As you can see here, it says power. All right, power, meaning your honor, your ability, your power, man, your might, your strength. All right, and that's what we taught in this kingdom, man, in this society, that money is our honor, man. All right, that determines a person's wealth in this society or in their foreheads. Okay, now this forehead is not referring literally to your forehead, it's referring to your mind. Let's get a quick precept. This is Revelation 14:1. And I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on Mount Zion, and with him 144,000. And that's why I made the statement of everybody outside of the 144,000 would be deceived into receiving that mark, man. All right. Into believing that this mark of the beast, which is the currency, which is the money, all right, is would be their might, man, would be their strength, would be their honor. Okay. So it says, and with him 144,000 having his father's name written in their foreheads. So this is not literally talking about the Lord's name written in their forehead. All right. This is metaphorically speaking, meaning their minds, man. Okay, so going back to the book of to chapter 13 and verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark. All right, I showed you in previous lessons that during the time of Nero, all the way up until the time of now, man, okay, it's required that you have this charagma, which is the mark, which is this currency, the US dollar, which is the tribute money, all right, in order to do business, meaning to buy or sell, or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Now, I'm going to get another scripture here in 1 Timothy 6 and verse 10. And it says, for the love of money. Now, we read what is the etymology of this word money, what it goes back to, okay, to these Roman goddesses, okay, which let's get some more. Let's get some more information on this word money. As you can see there, that's the mark, all right, which is the mark of the beast, which is this, in Greek would be referred to as charagma. Okay, let's see here. Go back to this word, money. Let's see. Because I had some, let's see. Now we read the etymology. Like it says, go back to these Roman goddesses. Slovakia. I had let's see. Yeah, this is what I want to show you here. So it says moneta, which is money, depicted with treasure chests on the front of an 1861 Confederate States of America, which will be called now your United States of America. All right, so this is a imprinted image. All right, when you go look up the word mark, all right, it tells you that it's an imprinted image. That's what you have here of the goddess Moneta, which goes back to the word money, depicted with treasure chests on the front of an 1861 Confederate State of America $50 banknote. So this would be the goddess Moneta of money, okay, which you people worship. And that's why here in the scriptures it says, for the love of money, and you people trust in money. And this is what the book of Revelations, John the Revelator was referring to. All right. For the love of money is the root of all evil, because it goes back to idolatrous images, man. The worship of other gods, man. All right. And that's why the Lord said, give unto Caesar the things that belongs to Caesar. Remember, you can't serve two masters. All right. So you can't trust in money or love money like everybody outside of the 144,000 would be doing. Okay. So it says, for the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some covet after, meaning to lust, all right, and all you people lust over money, man. All right, that's your strength, that's your honor. All right, that's the purpose for these people getting up every day, man. All right, because they covet money. All right, you're taught. All right, it's passed down through traditions, through Esau sorcery, through music. All right, through entertainment, all forms of entertainment, to lust after money, man. Okay, so it says they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. So basically that's the point. I hope you brothers was edified, and with that I'm gonna say shalom.